Have you ever spoken words you instantly wished you could take back? It's that sinking feeling, like releasing an arrow that can't be stopped mid-flight. But imagine if you could master your speech so that every word reflected wisdom, poise, and inner strength. Today, we're diving into the transformative power of thoughtful speech, guided by 6 principles that intelligent people live by, inspired by the timeless philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us that words are not just sounds, they are reflections of our intellect, values, and character. From steering clear of unnecessary boasting to embracing the power of silence, these practices shape how we communicate and ultimately who we are. By the end of this session, you'll walk away with practical insights to elevate your conversations, whether at work, among friends, or in the dialogue you hold with yourself. So let's begin this journey of self-reflection and growth. This isn't just about how you speak, it's about transforming the way your words shape your life and the world around you. 1. Avoid boasting about knowledge. We've all encountered someone who can't stop flaunting their knowledge or achievements. They share every book they've read, every lesson they've learned, and every project they've mastered. While impressive at first, this behavior often creates a barrier. Over time, their words shift from inspiring to alienating. Why? Because such displays often feel less like sharing and more like overshadowing. Stoicism warns us against such behavior. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nature does not boast about what it creates, and neither should we take credit for our wisdom." Wisdom, according to Stoicism, doesn't need an audience. It speaks through actions, not proclamations. Consider John, a tech expert who excelled in his field. During meetings, John would dominate conversations, sharing his accomplishments and showcasing his expertise. At first, his colleagues were impressed, but eventually they began avoiding him. One day, a co-worker candidly told John that his habit of turning discussions into personal showcases was off-putting. This feedback was a turning point for him. He realized that his need to impress was actually driving people away. When we boast, we unknowingly undermine our relationships and devalue our words. Stoicism teaches us 3 key practices to avoid this trap. Let your actions speak. True wisdom is evident in how you solve problems and interact with others, not in how often you announce your expertise. Practice humility. Humility doesn't mean hiding your talents. It means letting others discover your value naturally. Listen more. Listening fosters respect and connection. Silence, far from being a sign of ignorance, is a hallmark of confidence and understanding. John embraced these lessons and began speaking less about himself and focusing more on others' ideas. Over time, his colleagues valued his sincerity and collaborative approach. They sought him out not just for his expertise, but for his humility and genuine interest in collective success. Avoiding boasting isn't about silencing your voice. It's about elevating your words to inspire, connect, and uplift. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, wisdom isn't meant to shine a spotlight on ourselves, but to illuminate the path for others. 2. Never dismiss others' opinions. Have you ever been in a conversation where your opinion was brushed aside, barely acknowledged? It's disheartening, leaving you to question your thoughts and worth. Now, imagine the reverse, unintentionally dismissing someone else's perspective. It may feel inconsequential at the moment, but the long-term effects on trust and connection can be profound. Early in my career, I learned this lesson the hard way. As a team leader, I prided myself on making quick, decisive judgments. During a meeting, a colleague proposed an idea to improve our workflow. Without giving it much thought, I interrupted, dismissing the suggestion as impractical. I believed I was saving everyone's time. What I didn't realize was how my dismissal left the room silent, discouraged, and unwilling to contribute further. Later, a trusted colleague pulled me aside and said, "Maybe you should have listened." That idea wasn't as bad as it first sounded. The comment struck me. I hadn't just rejected an idea, I'd stifled creativity and signaled that their voices didn't matter. Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom is rooted in openness, not arrogance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You cannot learn what you think you already know." By dismissing others' ideas prematurely, we close the door on opportunities for growth, innovation, and collaboration. From that moment, I changed my approach. Instead of reacting, I started listening. I reminded myself that listening doesn't mean agreeing, it means giving respect. By remaining curious, I uncovered valuable insights, even in ideas I initially doubted. And as a bonus, my team felt valued and motivated to share more. Here's how to embrace this Stoic principle in your life. Ask questions before judging. Instead of reacting with skepticism, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Even seemingly flawed ideas may contain useful perspectives. Practice humility. Recognize that you don't hold all the answers. Each person sees the world through a unique lens, and their viewpoint could offer something you've missed. Encourage dialogue. When you listen attentively, you foster trust and a collaborative environment. People are more likely to share innovative ideas when they feel respected and heard. In my case, the shift in mindset transformed the dynamics of my meetings. Ideas flowed more freely, and even the quieter team members found their voices. The atmosphere became one of mutual respect and openness, which led to better solutions and stronger relationships. When we choose to value others' opinions, we're not just being kind, we're creating opportunities for growth and innovation. Stoicism reminds us that wisdom isn't about proving we're right. It's about recognizing the truths that others bring to the table. Third, refrain from complaining without purpose. We've all encountered someone like Peter, a middle-aged professional juggling work deadlines, family responsibilities, and life's usual ups and downs. Peter, however, had developed a habit of constant complaining. From grumbling about office inefficiencies to the weather, he voiced his frustrations freely. Initially, his colleagues sympathized, offering support and solutions. But as weeks turned into months, Peter's negativity drained those around him. Conversations with him became exhausting, and people started to avoid him, not out of dislike, but because they couldn't handle the constant stream of complaints. One day, during a lunch break, a friend candidly asked, "Peter, I understand your frustration, but what are you doing to fix these problems?" That question lingered. Peter realized he wasn't solving anything. He was venting aimlessly, reinforcing his own dissatisfaction and alienating those who cared about him. Complaining without purpose is a trap we all fall into at times. It feels like a release, but it often amplifies negativity, leaving us stuck in a cycle of helplessness. Stoicism provides a powerful antidote. Focus on what you can control and release what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Pointless complaints about things beyond our control, traffic, weather, or someone else's actions, don't change the situation. Instead, they magnify feelings of powerlessness and sap energy that could be directed toward constructive action. This doesn't mean all complaints are bad. When expressed thoughtfully, they can spark solutions and drive positive change. The key is to ensure your words have a purpose, rather than becoming a source of unnecessary noise. How to break free from the habit of complaining? Ask yourself, can I do something about this? If the answer is no, let it go. Complaining about uncontrollable situations robs you of inner peace. Instead, focus your energy on things you can influence. Reframe the situation. When faced with challenges, instead of asking, "Why does this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift helps uncover opportunities for growth that complaints might blind you to. Channel frustration into action. If the issue is within your control, act on it. Instead of complaining about workplace inefficiencies, propose solutions. Instead of grumbling about your commute, use the time to listen to audiobooks or practice mindfulness. Returning to Peter, he embraced these strategies and began shifting his mindset. Instead of lamenting his manager's lack of direction, he prepared thoughtful suggestions for improvement. Instead of venting about traffic, he turned his commute into a time for personal growth by listening to inspiring podcasts. Over time, Peter's demeanor changed. His words carried weight because they were constructive, not draining. His relationships improved, and his colleagues began seeking his advice and enjoying his company. The Stoic perspective on complaining. Complaining without purpose weakens both your influence and your peace of mind. When you focus on what you can control, you strengthen your mental resilience and enhance your ability to positively impact the world around you. Stoicism teaches us that our words are tools. Used wisely, they build bridges, resolve conflicts, and inspire action. When you let go of empty complaints, you reclaim your energy and transform your life into one of purpose, connection, and calm. 4. No empty promises. Promises hold a special significance in our lives. They shape expectations, establish trust, and define relationships. Yet how often do we make commitments lightly without fully considering whether we can follow through? This habit, even when unintentional, can erode credibility and weaken connections over time. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that our words and actions must align. Integrity, according to Marcus Aurelius, is not about saying much, but about ensuring that what we say holds true. He wisely wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Let's meet Greg, a well-meaning professional in his 50s. Juggling a demanding career and family responsibilities, Greg often found himself overcommitting. He'd promise his team to review reports by Monday or assure his family he'd be home for dinner, but time and again, he'd fall short. Initially, his colleagues and loved ones forgave him, attributing his lapses to his busy schedule. But as unfulfilled promises piled up, frustrations grew. His team began doubting his reliability, and his family felt let down. One evening, after missing yet another family dinner, Greg found a note from his teenage daughter on his desk. "We just want you to mean it when you say it." Those words were a wake-up call. Greg realized that his well-intentioned commitments, made to appease in the moment, were doing more harm than good. His promises, though not malicious, had become hollow, undermining the trust and respect he had worked so hard to build. The Stoic approach to avoiding empty promises. Pause before you commit. Before agreeing to something, ask yourself if you have the time, resources, and energy to deliver. If the answer is uncertain, it's better to set realistic expectations than to overpromise and underdeliver. For example, instead of saying, "I'll definitely have it done by tomorrow," try, "I'll aim to have it done by tomorrow, but I'll let you know if I need more time." Underpromise and overdeliver. By setting achievable goals and occasionally exceeding them, you build a reputation for reliability. Imagine telling a colleague you'll need 3 days to complete a task, then delivering it in 2. These small gestures create trust and show thoughtfulness. Embrace accountability. If you're unable to fulfill a promise, address it directly. Apologize sincerely, explain the situation, and propose a solution. This not only minimizes damage, but also demonstrates respect for the other person's time and trust. The transformation. Through integrity. Greg embraced these strategies. He began saying no when necessary, prioritizing commitments he could genuinely fulfill. Over time, his relationships improved. His team regained trust in his leadership, and his family appreciated his newfound reliability. Even more, Greg noticed a change within himself. A sense of peace that came from knowing his words carried weight and his actions aligned with his values. In the end, avoiding empty promises isn't about being perfect, it's about being authentic and dependable. When your words and actions align, you build a foundation of trust and create deeper, more meaningful relationships. Stoic philosophy reminds us that promises are not just words, they are commitments that reflect who we are. By speaking with intention and acting with integrity, you not only enhance your credibility, but also foster respect and connection with those around you. 5. Don't deny your mistakes. Have you ever felt that admitting a mistake exposes your weaknesses? Many of us hesitate to acknowledge errors, fearing judgment or loss of respect. However, Stoic philosophy teaches that admitting mistakes doesn't diminish your worth. It elevates you as someone honest and strong. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully. If someone is able to prove me wrong and show me my mistake, in any thought or action, I will gladly change, for it is the truth I seek, and the truth never harmed anyone. A story of growth through accountability. A few years ago, I led a significant project at work. Pressed by a tight deadline, I overlooked crucial details in a report. The inaccuracies led to criticism from upper management. When the mistake came to light, my initial instinct was to make excuses, blame the workload, the timeline, or external circumstances. Yet deep down, I knew this approach would only erode the trust I had built. Instead, at the next team meeting, I admitted my error. I apologized to my team and outlined specific steps to prevent such mistakes in the future. To my surprise, the response was overwhelmingly positive. My colleagues appreciated my honesty, and some even thanked me for taking responsibility. This experience taught me a valuable lesson. Owning up to mistakes builds trust rather than breaking it. Why admitting mistakes is powerful. Breaks down defensiveness. Taking responsibility disarms criticism. It shows others you value truth and accountability more than protecting your ego. Fosters trust. By admitting your mistakes, you create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. This encourages collaboration and problem-solving, demonstrates confidence. Admitting errors signals self-assurance. It shows you're secure enough to acknowledge flaws and committed to improvement. Promotes growth. Mistakes are opportunities to learn. Denying them blinds us to lessons that could make us better. How to apply this lesson practice. Self-awareness. When something goes wrong, pause. Instead of pointing fingers, ask yourself, what was my role in this? Even if your share of the blame is small, owning it is the first step toward resolution. Focus on solutions. An apology is important, but actions speak louder. Demonstrate your commitment to fixing the problem and ensuring it doesn't happen again. Shift your perspective. Recognize that mistakes aren't failures, they're stepping stones to growth. The courage to admit an error reflects maturity and a willingness to improve. Transforming through accountability. By embracing these practices, I not only repaired my reputation, but also inspired others on my team to take accountability for their roles. Over time, our collaboration strengthened and our projects became more effective. Admitting my mistakes didn't weaken me, it reinforced my integrity and leadership. In Stoic philosophy, mistakes are not meant to be hidden, but to be acknowledged and learned from. The next time you make a mistake, don't hide or deflect. Face it head-on, take responsibility, and commit to doing better. This courage to admit faults sets you apart, earns respect, and fosters growth for yourself and those around you. 6. Don't overshare future plans. Have you ever shared an exciting plan only to feel the pressure of others' expectations weigh heavily on you? Or perhaps you've noticed how revealing too much too soon can dilute the excitement and momentum of your goals. The Stoics emphasize that words hold power and should be used wisely, especially when it comes to future intentions. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This philosophy reminds us that oversharing our plans often leads to unnecessary pressure, distractions, or even disappointment. The pitfall of premature revelation. Meet Jim, a middle-aged professional known for his enthusiasm. Jim often shared every detail of his ambitious goals, whether it was a career move, a fitness regimen, or a creative project. While his friends and colleagues admired his drive, they also noticed a pattern. Many of these plans never came to fruition. What went wrong? By publicly announcing his intentions, Jim inadvertently placed himself under external scrutiny. Instead of focusing on execution, he became preoccupied with others' reactions, praise, or skepticism. The initial excitement faded, leaving little energy for follow-through. This story highlights a common issue. Oversharing future plans can weaken our resolve. By seeking validation or recognition prematurely, we risk dissipating the focus and determination required to succeed. The Stoic approach to plans and promises. The Stoics teach us to act with intention and to prioritize results over words. Here are practical ways to align with this principle. Focus on action, not words. Sharing a goal prematurely creates an illusion of progress, but true fulfillment comes from action. Keep your plans close until you've made tangible progress. Set realistic expectations. If you need to discuss your plans, frame them thoughtfully. For example, instead of saying, "I'm going to run a marathon next month," say, "I'm starting training for a marathon. I'll see how it goes." Protect your energy. Oversharing invites unsolicited advice, criticism, or pressure, which can derail your focus. By keeping your intentions private, you conserve energy for execution. Build quiet confidence. There's power in achieving your goals silently. Let your actions speak louder than words. The satisfaction of completing a task is often greater when it comes without the distraction of external expectations. Transforming habits through restraint. Jim eventually realized that his habit of oversharing stemmed from a desire for encouragement. However, he also learned that true support often comes from within. By practicing discretion, he focused more on his actions than on external validation. Over time, he started sharing his achievements only after they were complete, and the respect he earned from others grew. The wisdom in silence. Stoic philosophy reminds us that restraint is a virtue. By holding back on sharing every detail of our aspirations, we create space for focus and growth. Silence is not secrecy. It is the wisdom of understanding when and how to speak. The next time you feel tempted to announce your plans, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, will sharing this help me achieve it, or will it distract me? By keeping your intentions aligned with action, you harness the power of your words to propel you forward. The art of mindful speech. As we journey through life, the way we choose to communicate shapes not only how others perceive us, but also the depth of our character and inner peace. By applying the principles of Stoic philosophy to our words, we can cultivate wisdom, resilience, and connection in our daily interactions. Here's a quick recap of the 6 things intelligent people never say. Avoid boasting about knowledge. True wisdom doesn't need to advertise itself. Let your actions and humility speak louder than your words. Never dismiss others' opinions. Openness to different perspectives fosters collaboration and strengthens relationships. Refrain from complaining without purpose. Focus your energy on what you can control and transform frustrations into opportunities for growth. No empty promises. Align your words with your actions to build trust and credibility. Don't deny your mistakes. Admitting faults shows strength, encourages growth, and fosters trust with others. Don't overshare future plans. Protect your focus and energy by acting with discretion and letting results speak for themselves. By mastering the art of mindful speech, you unlock a profound truth. Your words are a reflection of your values, intentions, and character. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to inspire trust, build relationships, and nurture self-awareness. As you move forward, challenge yourself to apply these principles to your daily interactions. Whether in the workplace, at home, or in your inner dialogue, let your words reflect wisdom and strength. If you enjoyed this discussion and want to continue exploring ways to enhance your personal growth, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Wisdom Solace, and hit the notification bell. Your journey to mastering the power of speech and embodying Stoic wisdom has only just begun. Let's grow together in wisdom, one word at a time.